Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we are back in Vermont. Now I'm going to apologize to you guys right out the gate because we're not going to have any sound in this one. There's a very angry Spartan on the other side of this microphone, so I didn't want to have you guys to have to listen to that. Some of you guys want to see the 300,000 plus damage and not have to listen to me complaining the entire time. So here I am in post-production to give you guys a little rundown of what's going on. So, yeah, you guys will have to let me know if you guys prefer this for stream highlights or if you guys would prefer to hear the in-the-moment stuff. Obviously, you guys can go check it out on the live stream if you want to hear the actual, commentary. But a lot of people always hear, stream highlights and they get upset and they're like, "Oh, Spartan, all you're doing is you're cussing and complaining the whole time." And it's like, dude, most of the time, these stream highlights are one of the last games on the stream where I've streamed for 3 to 5 plus hours at a time, dealing with all kinds of goofiness going on at the same time. So yeah, by the time that you guys see the big game, a lot of times I'm already just fed up, right? Like we all get there. Like if you play this game for any amount of time, you're gonna get to those points, right? But anyway, we are going to push up to the left side, try to put ourselves in a good position. Right out the gate, our destroyer does something good, spots the enemy team. We go ahead and take a shot. Now, unfortunately, it's going to be one of the last good things that destroyer does. Now, look at that accuracy out of the freaking Vermont. Lord have mercy. And that's exactly what that guy just thought, too. 36,000 damage. Also, don't pay attention to the fact that I just triggered my defensive AA instead of my spotter plane because Wargaming flips the freaking buttons around all the time, depending on what ship you're in. It's so annoying. But yeah. So GK realizes that was a bad idea, decides to run away. We're going to go ahead and try to put some more shots out just over his superstructure here, try to slap him. And we've got to keep in mind that there are a lot of ships in around. Now, if you're paying attention to the minimap, you're probably already noticing that there's a lot going on here, right? You can see everything out there. We're up to 56,000 damage and 2 salvos. So we put another 20k on that man, essentially. But there's an Ohio in the middle, and he's going to be continuing to be a problem in the middle the entire time. The enemy gearing gets himself spotted. We're here in a good spot to be able to potentially help, but we're able to dodge the torpedoes. I want to get some shots at the enemy gearing here. Because I want to help our gearing out, right? Any damage that we can take off of the gearing is big for our team. And we managed to get 3k off of it. But then our gearing does the unthinkable and just turns and runs away. While I understand, I don't really. Because you're a gunboat, right? You just had help. The enemy destroyer is weak. Now would have been a good time to get rid of him. But again, destroyer is going to do some strange things at times, right? Now, here we have the Ohio looking in our general direction. We get a free shot over the top of the island. Our destroyer is still in a position to spot for us, so there's at least that. The battleship behind me is not going to be all that useful. He is going to do something crazy in a little while, but it's going to be a while, right? But as we move forward, you can see that their whole team is kind of like playing around. Now, we know that there's an Ohio out here that was heading in this direction, so we can kind of play off of that a little bit. We can expect it. We don't know exactly where their gearing went, so we don't want to put ourselves in a position to get yeeted here. But we do want to start to put some pressure on the cap. If the enemy's going to be sitting back, we want to be able to put ourselves in a good position to at least force them back. Now, as you can see, Kurfürst is coming back over towards us here, and just as we fire the guns, the gearing gets spotted. Now, if this gearing had gotten spotted right 2 seconds sooner, I would have sent him to the Shadow Realm, because that would have freed me up so much on this flank instead of having to constantly deal with the fact there's a destroyer here. Now, our gearing decides to come back in, and at first I'm thinking, okay, gearing's going to come in, we can work on getting this guy out of here together. I know I'm going to take torpedoes here. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. The gunboat is right in front of us, right? So, fortunately for us, he kind of blows the torp strike. So we're going to go ahead and use our damage control, get rid of that, and we get this Ohio out here, and this Ohio is disrespecting the Vermont some fierce. I don't know if the Ohio forgets that the Vermont has more of the same guns that he has, but we darn near sent that man to the Shadow Realm, only getting 2 citadels. But he's going to beach, bow in, and full broadside to us. Now, as we push forward, the gearing backs out of the cap, but our guy goes out into the open, and unfortunately, he's going to go down. Which is going to leave us in a pickle. because now we've pushed forward and our destroyer is no longer capable of helping us. And look at the damage, man. We just keep just give me the kill. Like, just let me kill him. Why do we have to leave everybody enough to get away? But we're at 162,000 damage thanks to this guy donating all of his hit points by sitting broadside in his Ohio. And we're angled relatively well. Wouldn't say it's the best angle in the world, but Stalingrad comes over. We go to shoot him. Unfortunately, front guns are too close to the island. Not able to get a good shot over the island. And I've got to keep in mind the fact that there's an Ohio potentially pushing up on us from behind. Right? Now, our Montana is pushing over as well. We're taking a lot of hits from a lot of different people. You can see on the minimap that the team has won the right flank immediately. Like, our right flank has already won. They simply need to just push forward and flank those guys, and then they have crossfires for days. But as we back up here, I'm expecting the Ohio to come rushing around the corner, or at minimum, the enemy gearing come rushing around the corner. Now, we have a lot of heals left, so we're going to go ahead and use that. So keep in mind, this is a Hoshino build on my Vermont, for those of you who are wondering. Montana does something crazy and decides to fire his guns across the map. I don't hate it, but doesn't aim particularly well, ends up not leading the enemy curve enough. Yamato is also coming over here, and then the gearing is out in front of us, which is less than ideal. But now that I know where the Ohio is behind me, I can kind of get my guns back to the right and start dealing with these little turd waffles that are coming from their mid-spawn. Their entire team has left the right flank and come back over here. Now, look at what my Montana decides to do here. Why are you yellow rushing out in front of this? Like, you can defend yourself here, right? Like I've been doing. Like, we can stay relatively well angled. We're taking some damage, but we can heal a lot of that. It's not a problem. Like, we're able to stick around. Now, GK gets smacked. This gun manages to kill, and that gives us a damage boost. And then on top of that, the Ohio gets spotted. We get the rear turret of justice and truth on the target, and it is beautiful dispersion. And once again, we get another double citadel on the enemy Ohio, picking up the double strike in the process and taking us over 200,000 damage done. Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys. This next shot is what can only be described as an absolute tragedy and borderline robbery. If anybody out there can explain to me how this Stalingrad survives this next shot, I would love to know it. I would love to know, because watch, he's turning away, which opens up his full broadside in a Stalingrad. Now, one gun does hit the island, but look, that's still 3 guns. That is 12 guns, or sorry, that is 9 guns looking at the broadside of a Stalingrad, and I don't citadel at one time. I can citadel that thing with a goddarn light cruiser. And yet, the 18-inch guns of my Vermont just said, sorry, your RNG has run out. I'm not going to lie. I was like, how? How is he still alive? You can't go full broadside. Now, he does end up citadeling us here, which is to be expected. We're broadside to the Stalingrad, and we all know that Stalingrad is fully capable of sending us to the Shadow Realm as well. But he goes broadside to our entire team, and now the Ohio comes around the corner. I'm looking at this guy's health pool, and I'm like, full steam ahead. There's only one way this ends, sunshine. I'm coming after those hit points. There's no pass and go, no collecting $200. I made up my mind immediately. And right as he comes around the corner, our teammates take over 10,000 health off of him. I want you guys to think about that. We watched 2 bars and a little bit of another bar get taken off of him. But 317,000 damage in this lobby. In the Vermont. If they hadn't hit him, if whoever shot him hadn't hit him right there, we get all of that damage, which I'm going to say is at minimum 10,000. The overall damage record for the Vermont is 324,000 damage, meaning we missed it by just 7,000 damage. If they hadn't shot him, I have the damage record for the Vermont currently, but no, they managed to shoot him just enough to keep me from getting the record. And if that ain't the most in true Spartan fashion, I don't know what is. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. I know that there hasn't been sound in this particular game other than me talking. And I know I sound like I swallowed a shark or something. I don't know what that means. But I'm still not recovered yet. I'm still sick. So I do apologize. But we had a heck of a game. We pushed real hard. We got into a good position. We held as long as we needed to for our team to come through when they needed to be useful. But yeah, at the end of the day, I got to give a shout out to the Schlieffen too. Schlieffen did a very good job as well. He's going to end up picking up the Kraken, I believe. I think he's already got a Kraken, or he's about to get a Kraken. I can't remember. But Schlieffen also did a fantastic job. We get the solo cap. We get the 6 Citadels, mostly because of the Ohio being full broadside like a dum-dum. And then 3 kills, 300,000 damage, dude. That means that we now have another battleship at legendary tier that I have broken the 300k barrier. Yamato, Conqueror, Louisiana, and Vermont have all broken 300k. So pretty happy about that. It's pretty impressive, especially in today's World of Warships Legends, where every game is seemingly over in 8 minutes. To be able to break 300k is pretty special, at least for me anyway. Again, I don't claim to be anything more than above average, so, and as the most aggressive player on the planet when it comes to battleships, like, it is pretty fun. Now, right now you can see in the chat everybody typing in their expectations for the total XP that they think I'm going to earn. Initially, I thought I was going to break 4,000, and then I kind of toned it back. I was like, we don't really have a lot of medals. We only had the 2 medals. We got a lot of ribbons. We do have a base cap. We did do a little bit of damage to a destroyer. I'm going to probably call it 3,700 is what I figured we would end up with. But Schlieffen gets himself another kill. I thought he got a Kraken. Maybe he did get a Kraken. I don't remember. But he did really well either way. But it was a heck of a way to end the stream off. 317,000 damage, high caliber, and a double strike in there for good measures. And as we look at the team results, shocker, I'm at the top. Who could have seen that coming? And ends up being my best damage game in the Vermont, but also my best base XP game. 3,668 base XP, top of the leaderboard. Schlieffen coming in second, just missing out on the Kraken. I thought he had a Kraken, but he apparently missed it just by a little bit. But either way, was a fun game. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.